in Marin County was a privilege. I had amazing friends, a nice house, and lived in a beautiful area. We were lucky with many things living there, but we were not so lucky with having the social host ordinance law in place. I'm not going to pretend like many of you haven't drank at a party, because that would probably be a lie. But what if your or your friend's parents would get in trouble for your actions without even being present? The social host ordinance law should be taken out of place due to the fact that it forces children to drink in dangerous conditions, can potentially take away hard-earned money, as well as ruin the lives of the parents in which their children threw the party. You may have heard of the social host ordinance law before, but many of you may not actually know exactly what it is. Social host liability is a legal term, an area of law that deals with the liability of a person who supplies liquor to a guest. Under social host liability laws, the host shares any liability incurred as a result of actions by intoxicated guests to whom he or she has served liquor, according to Hoffman C. in reviewing the social host liability published in 2002. So this means that all of the responsibility is forced upon the person whose home it is, present or not. The social host ordinance and social host liability laws differ on the state or county that they are present in. So, for example, in Marin County, where I live, if a child is underage and throws a party, the adult is charged $750, 6 hours of observation at the restorative justice hearing, and imposition of all the costs of law enforcement's response to the incident, stated in the County of Marin Social Host Accountability Ordinance, published in 2017. This compares to the town over to me called Petaluma. They do not have this law in place. So when the children cops come to a party and the children are caught, they are told to get sober rides home, and the police make sure that they do. But in our town, the children are fearful of getting caught, which pushes them to drink in dangerous conditions. So now that you know what the social host liability and social host ordinance law is, I will now describe the dangers that threaten the underage children having this law in place. Sure R. states in Grab a Drink and Pass the Blame, published in 2010, that many children who drink underage repeat that they drink from their parents and are fearful of the consequences. This is very dangerous. I, and probably someone you know, have had to take someone home because they were too drunk. But you and your friend might have been fearful that their parents or the police would punish you because you were drinking underage. For example, one time someone I knew but wasn't close with threw a party in my hometown. Their friend was throwing up and wasn't comprehensive. They debated what to do with their friend, and in the end, they decided to put them to bed. But what if their friend never woke up? Wolf and Mark, in the study to prevent teen drinking parties, published in 2017, discusses how many deaths there are a year from teen drinking and driving, and how this law can prevent it. Ask yourself, how can this be true? If there's a house party and the police come, people that own the house usually tell everyone to run and get out before the cops get them in trouble or their parents in trouble. I, unfortunately, have seen many people flee from a party, drive drunk, or get into a car with someone who has been drinking. This is all because this law is in place, and the children are so fearful of getting caught that it'll push them to even more dangerous conditions. Teenagers almost always find a way to drink underage, no matter where. Thomas S. Paschal in Underage Policies Across 50 Californian Cities, published in 2012, discusses how he believes that the laws put in place, such as social host ordinance, decrease the amount of teen drinking. I, however, have lived up in Marin until now, and can assure you the amount of underage teen drinking has done anything but decrease. The Marin County has this law in place, and it is one of the top 10 counties in the United States for underage teen drinking. At my high school homecoming, my principal, the new principal that was there, said that out of the 20-plus schools that he has been to, San Marin, the high school I went to, was the most underage teen drinking, and the amount of alcohol that he found at the high school dance was outrageous. So the next issue with this law in place is the issue that the social host ordinance and liability laws affecting the pocketbooks as well as the reputation of innocent parents. In the social host liability and distribution of alcohol and narcotics, published in 2011, Slupshot BP stated that in the court case taking place in New York, the New York Court of Appeals found the host of the keg party liable for injuries to a third party even where the host did not purchase any of the alcohol and was not even present. This puts the parents at fault for their children's actions. Like I mentioned earlier, in Marin County, the social host ordinance fine is $750 fine to the parents. This amount is outrageous. A troubled teen I knew at my hometown threw a party while her mother went to Brazil for a family emergency. When her mother returned home, she was charged with $750 fee. Her mother just spent all of her money moving her family to a better place with more opportunities, and she had a very difficult time pulling the money together. As well as charging outrageous amounts of money, this law can ruin the lives and reputations of parents. The law in Marin has the right to put the owner's name of the house in which a party was thrown with underage drinking in the local newspaper. Vandenbroek Lawrence stated that only a very small percentage of parents in Marin do not have jobs, and the effects of peer rejection, published in 2018. This means that in order to provide for your families in Marin County, your parents must work and travel for work. An acquaintance of mine had 7 friends over after homecoming. They were singing, dancing, and drinking alcohol. Her father was away at a work dinner, and her parents complained about the party to the police. Her father was then charged $750 again, and his name was put in the town's newspaper. A week later, after the paper was published, he was fired from his job. They claimed that he knew exactly what was going on and that he was home during the time of the party, but in fact he was out with his friends at a work dinner that he needed to go to, and it was not the case. I'm sure that you all now have a very good idea of the social host and liability laws in Marin County. But how do they compare to the laws here in SLO? In San Luis Obispo, the social host ordinance law is also in place. It states that if 5 or more, you can get a fine for if 5 or more people are at a residence, and only if one minor is present that is drinking alcohol. This counts on all private premises, a yard, home, and hotel room. They say that the goal is to stop mostly high school and college students from underage drinking, but it's clearly not working from what you and I have experienced while being here at Cal Poly. The fines start at $500 and go up to $3,000, which is different compared to the first fine in Marin County where it's $750. After the information you've learned about the social host ordinance law, you now know that there is a change to be made. I propose that the action needed to be taken includes writing a letter to change to Marin and SLO, so you can express your feelings toward the negative effects that the social host ordinance has. You could either send these letters to the Superior Court of California in Marin County, or to the County of SLO, since we're here and it resonates with you, or any other county that you feel is necessary. So due to the dangerous drinking conditions that the social host ordinance law gives for children and the expensive fines it has, as well as ruining the reputation of innocent parents, I suggest that we make a change together in order to end the social host ordinance law.